Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Nawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tapo. Please be seated.
President Bongbong Marcos Jr.
Father Almighty, we are lifting unto you, through our prayers, our beloved President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who will be installed as the Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines.
After almost 30 years since December 28, 1993, during the first ASEAN Jamboree in Mount Makiling, Los Baños, Laguna. The Scout neckerchief is one universal and distinguishing feature of Scout uniform all over the world. It is very important part of the uniform because of its many purposes. It is usually secured by a wooden carabao slide to give distinction to our national animal. To the Filipino people, the carabao is a symbol of humility, patience, industry, strength, and persistence, a characteristics that also typifies what BP calls good character in a person.
The neckerchief is one universal and distinguishing feature of the Scout uniform all over the world. It is a very important part of the uniform because of its many purposes. It is usually secured by the carabao slide to give distinction to our national animal. To us Filipinos, the carabao is a symbol of humility, patience, industry, strength, and persistence.
The Chief Scout's medallion signifies the high office upon which the President of the Republic of the Philippines shall be installed. It carries with it
The National President will bestow the Chief Scout's medallion. After the donning of the neckerchief and the Chief Scout medallion,
let us welcome to the Brotherhood of Scouting, President of the Republic of the Philippines and Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Scout, salute! Ready, front! Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
So yun po guys, at natunghayan na natin ang ating introduction. At ito po ang ating ipifeature ngayon ay ang dalawang presidente na naging Chief Scout. Yung una po, ang unahin natin itong dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At ang isusunod natin ay ang sitting President na si Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. So, ito po yung dalawang ating ipifeature ngayon na naging Chief Scout ng Boy Scout of the Philippines. So, bago po tayo magsapol, ay ako po muna ay magpapasalamat sa aking mga viewers at lalong-lalo na sa aking mga subscribers na patuloy na sumusuporta sa ating YouTube channel, DIY KKB Informative. So, simulan na po natin. Unahin po natin ang ating dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At mamaya-maya, susunod natin ang ating sitting President na si Bongbong Marcos Jr. Eto na po sila.
sa pagbabago. Nawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao.
Please be seated. Senior Scout Reginald C. Cruz of Manila Council of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines will give the invocation. Shall we all rise for the invocation, please?
Father Almighty, we are lifting unto you, through our prayers, our beloved President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who will be installed as the Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Lord, we implore upon your loving heart that you may help, guide, and look after our President in all the things that he will do and will be doing. May all of us be blessed as one Filipino community, united in fulfilling our services to God and country, to our fellow men, and to self. All these we ask in your most holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. We will now come to the formal investiture and installation of the Chief Scout. Section 4 of the Republic Act number 7278, an act creating the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, specifically states, and I quote, "The President of the Republic of the Philippines shall be the Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines." Unquote. It is in this light that this investiture and installation ceremony is being held today for the sole purpose of installing President Rodrigo Roa Duterte as the 7th Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines.
Ayan, 7th Chief Scout, si President Duterte, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
May I now call on Attorney Wendell E. Abisado, National President of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, the Chairman of the ASEAN Scout Association for Regional Cooperation, and the first Vice Chairperson of the Asia Pacific Regional Scout Committee of the World Scout Organization for the investiture and installation ceremony, to be assisted by Chief Superintendent Cedric G. Train, the Boy Scouts of the Philippines Chief National Commissioner. May we request the President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to join Attorney Abisado and Chief Superintendent Train up front.
So yung pampito pa lang siyang Chief Scout ng ating bansang Pilipinas. So ini-install siya ngayon, installation. Para sa kanyang neckerchief at saka yung kalabaw na pansikip dun sa neckerchief.
The Scout neckerchief is one universal and distinguishing feature of Scout uniform all over the world. It is very important part of the uniform because of its many purposes. It is usually secured by a wooden carabao slide to give distinction to our national animal. To the Filipino people, the carabao is a symbol of humility, patience, industry, strength, and persistence. A characteristics that also typifies what BP calls good character in a person, one who uses his full potential to render service to all above self. The Chief Scout's medallion signifies the high office upon which the President of the Republic of the Philippines shall be installed. It carries with it the responsibility of nurturing the Boy Scouts of the Philippines into an organization to continue to prepare young people for nation building and citizenship training. the BSP National President has completed the donning of the Scout neckerchief and the Chief Scout medallion. May we request all Scouts and adult leaders to please rise. Let us welcome to the Brotherhood of Scouting, President of the Republic of the Philippines and Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Scout, salute! Ready, front! Please be seated. The National President of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Attorney Wendell E. Abisado, will now introduce the Chief Scouts of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines.
Distinguished guests, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow Scout and Scout leaders, friends and partners of Scouting, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. I would like to connect with the young ones, more importantly today. But the speech is just about 2 pages. I cannot make the connection with the 1.5-minute speech. So I'll just maybe read and mix it with some things which I think that you young boys, makinig kayo dito, magsige mong katat. Makinig kayo dito sa presidente para good boys. Anon, tingin ha, huwag maglaro.
Galing nito.
Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Attorney Wendell Abisado, National President of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Mr. Cedric Train, Chief National Commissioner of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, members of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, distinguished guests, my beloved countrymen. Makinig kayo, mag-usap tayo maya. Sila muna ha, pero time kayo dyan. To our distinguished guests, the officers and members of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon. I am grateful and deeply honored to have been formally installed as the Chief Scout of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. The investiture only signifies the many responsibilities and challenges that lie ahead. We in government see the formation of the Filipino youth as a vital role in nation building. What becomes of today's youth will determine what becomes of our country in the future. I commend the Boy Scouts of the Philippines for joining our efforts to develop our Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and girls to become proactive and law-abiding citizens. The organization has taught them self-reliance, discipline, and scouting movement. It is also inculcated among them the values of civil consciousness and courage and love for country. This movement is crucial. In today's times, corruption, illegal drugs, and criminality continue to destroy the foundations of our country. We, the BSPs, help the scouting movement can be harnessed as a powerful instrument to fight these evils to character formation. With you by my side, I am confident that BSP and all its scouts shall remain our partners for change. Together, we passionately serve the Filipino people with the highest ethical and moral standards. I call upon the members of this august organization to help uphold the Scout Oath of Law, and let us continue to pursue and aspire for what is right, good, and just. Again, I extend my sincerest gratitude and good afternoon.
Ayan. So, yun po guys, yung sinulat ng isang kanyang sekretary na babasahin niya para dun sa mga Boy Scout. Pero hindi po ganong magsalita ang ating dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte, kundi kumbaga, hindi na sa speech niya, babasahin niya yun, tapos mag-explain siya para mag-connect kung ano yung puso niya sa Boy Scout of the Philippines. So, ngayon, magpapaliwanag po siya at tunghayan natin yung kanyang pakikipag-usap doon sa ating mga batang Boy Scout of the Philippines. Ito po siya.
Continue to pursue and aspire for what is right,
tapos niyan,
good, and just.
Makikipag-usap naman siya sa mga bata.
Again, I extend my sincerest gratitude and good afternoon.
Yan. Makikipag-usap na ngayon siya sa mga batang Boy Scout. Ganyan siya makipag-usap. Yan.
Kayong nakaupo dyan ang maging presidente bukas. Kung hindi kayo maging presidente, maging dito kayo sa matatanda kasi babantayan na naman ninyo yung susunod na Pilipino. Ngayon, ilagaan ka namin. We protect you from the scourge of drugs. We protect you from exploitation. At sinasabi namin, ako ngayon, galit ako. Papatay ako ng tao pag ginalaw ninyo yung kabataan namin. Kasi kayo,
hindi na makapag-usap ang ating
kayo ang magiging mayor presidente bukas. Ngayon, dapat pala ngayon, gagwardyahan ko na kayo. Talagang mahigpit ako. At sabi nga nila, pumapatay daw ako ng tao. Talagang pumapatay ako ng tao pag ginalaw ninyo ang mga anak namin. You know? Kasi yung oath ninyo, trustworthy, ganon, honest, nandyan na yan lahat. Pareho lang ang oath of office natin. Ang oath of office natin is to preserve and protect the Filipino nation. Yan, baski itong akin, baski nyo, hindi magkaiba yan. Wala yung papel-papel, martial law, mga gano'n, kayo matakot yan. Wala yan. Hindi na ginawa. Ako, umiikot lang ako dito. Sa kahaba-haba ng oath of office ko, yung babasahin ko pag na-president. Nakita ninyo ako na dito? Nung gano'n ako, nag-presidente? Hindi, kayo nanood kasi nagjulin-julin kayo. Kayo yon. Hindi na kami sa matatanda. Tapos na kami. Ang akin is to preserve and defend the Filipino nation. Kaya gusto ko lumaki kayo, mag-Boy Scout, mag-PMT, tapos maging ROTC kayo para may training kayo sa baril, paano makipag-away ng kalaban. Kasi itong ngayon, sobra ang libertarian attitudes. Ayaw na mag-Boy Scout, ayaw na mag-PMT, ayaw na mag-ROTC, walang alam kung hindi mag-inom, mag-rumble, sirain ang bayan. At pumapasok ng droga. Alam mo ba, ang mga adik, meron bang adik sa inyo? Nakita mo? May naman nakita? Mga sabog? Yang mga yan, walang ginawa kasi walang disiplina. Kung dumaan sana yang ng Boy Scout, PMT, ROTC with a sense of responsibility, Alam mo dito, may isa kasing senador. Hindi ko malaman kung i-mention ko hindi, pero i-mention ko na lang kasi baka mapagbuntingan pa ng iba. You know, this Senator Pangilinan, I do not know why he keeps on winning an election. But he was once natalo. Ayaw ko lang kasi makipag-away sa taong yan kasi kaibigan ko. Pero ang ginawa niya, noon kasi sa batas, pagka below 9 ka, wala kang kasalanan talaga, maski anong gawin mo. Palo lang ng tatay pati mama mo. Pagka nagka 9 ka tapos 12 ka lang below, hindi ka 13, 12, dadalhin ka sa korte at tatanungin ka kung bakit gumawa ka ng masama. Ang ginawa ni Pangilinan, I'm so sad over the sordid history of our country. Pinasa niya yung Juvenile Offenders Act at binaba niya ang edad sa 15. Pagdating mo ng 15, wabaski anong gawin mo, patayin mo yung, magpatay ka dyan, maggalaw ka ng mga babae, whatever the crime, robbery with homicide, or robbery with rape with homicide, kung anong kasalanan mo, pagdating ng nanay mo, ibigay ka balik sa kanya. Isang araw lang. You know, it is good to copy legislations of developing countries. That particular juvenile offender law was copied yung sa New York, pati sa Washington. Doon, pag nakasala ang bata, hindi nire-release. Kung talagang pilyo, may mali siya, yung pagkain siguro, kung gutom, kung walang damit. Pero yung magbanaksak, manggalaw ng mga babae, kung ano ngayon, magnakaw, hindi yan sila nire-release. In accordance to the law of those countries from which he copied the legislation, they are sent to a correctional facility or halfway house. There, they are lectured on responsibility sa gobyerno mo. Then the sense of accountability sa ginawa mong masama. Kaya ikukulong ka doon at lecturean ka. Hindi kulungan yan. Correctional. I-correct ka lang. Correctional facility. Pagkatapos yan, erase yung record mo na parang wala kang ginawang masama pag nag-reform ka doon. The problem with Pangilinan, he was too in a hurry. Pinalusot niya yon. Kaya we produced about 15 years ago yan. We produced about 5-6 generations of people who committed crimes and released on the same day, irrespective of the gravity of the offense. Pagka magdating doon ang barangay captain o nanay, pinapakawalaan.
Parang na-revise
so
na to.
makita na nyo dyan sa EDSA, pabalik-balik. And now na malaki na sila, we have produced people who are of criminal minds.
Kasi nangyari to 2017.
And that is why it is hard to stop the drug problem now. Kasi sila labas-pasok at nagnegosyo at gustong sirain kayo. Kaya ako pag sinabi ko, pag nagalit ako, talagang papatayin ko sila. Kasi ayaw ko kayong mapahamak sa masama. Trabaho ko yan na pagtapos na kami, patay na kaming lahat matatanda, kayo na, alam ninyo kung ano ang tama at mali at alam ninyo gaano i-protect yung mga anak ninyo. Lipat na yan dito. Bago na yan. Ibang presidente na. Kayo na naman dito, kayo na naman ang magbantay. Kaya ganon. And the contamination of Shabu was reached 4 million. I really do not know how to solve it. 4 million is 4 million.
Ayan guys.
The forensic
Komentuhan nga
says,
natin na konti.
yung
Yung sinasabi niya yatang Juvenile Act parang na-revise na. Ewan ko lang guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Siguro parang na-revise na tong juvenile justice system natin dito. So, isi-search po natin yan. Ito yung sinabi niya kasi noong 2017.
Those who really went crazy. 6 months to 1 year of constant shabu use will destroy your brain. It will shrink. And if it is wrong, you are insane. Na ganito yan. Kung ang bata o tao magsyabo, kasi pati kayo inuutosan na magkarga, hindi man kayo maaresto, huwag mong gawin yan. Pag may magsabi, ibigay mo sa tao na yun ito, huwag mong gawin yan. Kasi inuutosan kayo mga posporo, marijuana, syabo yan. So sabi ni Mayor Duterte, huwag yan. Kasi baka tayong dalawa pa ang madisgrasya. Wag kayong pumayag ng ganon. So if it's constant use, how many of those are really crazy? I really do not know. But just placing it at a conservative estimate, sabihin ko lang sa inyo about 700. Okay. Yung 700 na yan, pagka kulungog yan sila, sira ulo, magpatay, mag-rape, magnakaw, patay, madaksak, mang-hold up dyan sa jeep, pag-uwi ng mga nanay ninyo, tatay ninyo, kapatid, ang mga kapatid ninyong babae, kung anong ginagawa. Kaya kayong mga, let me just issue another warning to, kayong mga drug addict, total na identified na rin kayo. Avoid the streets. Magkulong kayo sa bahay ninyo. Kasi pag nadampot ko kayo, tatapon ko kayo dyan sa Manila Bay. Gawain ko kayong fertilizer sa isda. Avoid the streets because people are afraid if you congregate in corners. Especially yung mga istasyon dyan sa Ermita, pati. Get out. Kung gusto ninyong mabuhay pa ng mahaba-haba, huwag kayong magbiktima dyan. Ngayon, kasi i-revive ko na naman yung away sa droga, I will ask the police to make the rounds again. Yang daan, yang publiko, yang plaza, para lang yan sa matutuwid na tao at gumagaling sa batas. Hindi yan pwedeng pang-istambayan ng mga kriminal. Will you pry against the civilians there, tinatakot ninyo, hinuhold up ninyo. Ako'y sabi ko, hindi ko na kailangan martial law. Gawin ko lang ang dapat kong gawin. To preserve and protect the Filipino. Period. Human rights. Tumalon na kayo kung saang building niyo gustong tumalon. Wala akong pakialam sa inyo. Ang problema ko is the Filipino nation and the Filipino youth. And I will do everything. Even at the cost of my buhay, itataya ako. Ang honor, itataya ko. Ang pagka-presidente ko, itataya ko. Hindi na bali maalis ako. They say na makudita ako, that I'd be ousted in Congress, so be it. Wala akong pakialam. I have my destiny to follow. And I have that task given to me. However short I may be here, or how long, or maybe finish my term, I will do it. Kasi sa aking panahon bumagsak. Nung mayor ako ng Davao, gano'n mga konti-konto, but I never knew yung gaano kalawak buong Pilipinas. 40% ng barangay captains natin, hindi natin maasahan. Puro na sa droga. 6,000 policemen ang gusto kong patayin. Naubos lang ang bala ko. Kasi nasa droga. Kaya sabi ko sa kanila, hindi man ako magsabi, hindi ako mag-say ng bad words. So, yung patay lang. Marami yung patay dyan sa Punerarya. So, yun ang iniiwan ko sa lahat. Drugs would be really the problem sa ating mga anak. Then we're facing so many fronts. We're facing the NPAs. We're having talks in Netherlands. They have not made any progress because I have some conditions to impose before we go back to we did it. Sinira naman nila yung usapan. So I have may bagong jets ako. Paliparin ko uli sa mga bantayan ninyo yan sa mga mag-announce ako kung saan magdating pa mga bagong jet yan, faster than sound. Kaya kailangan magtingin ka muna kasi pag magdaan yan, walang ingay. Maya-maya, wala na yun, nandoon na sa malayo. Pero mag-announce ako anong oras magdaan sa inyo, sa syudad ninyo para makita ninyo yung jets ko na bago. Talagang gagamitin ko yan sa mga kalaban ng gobyerno. I will utilize the air assets. Before it was not really a popular choice option. Kasi but this time, pag hindi tayo naka-igi dito, I will not hesitate to use the full power of the state. Yun ho ang maibigay ko lang sa inyo. We're talking with the NDF under the good offices of Netherlands. Then we are talking with the mainstream rebellion, ADMI, Moro Islamic, and the Moro National Liberation Front. Those are the mainstream. And on both three fronts, we are talking still. Ang discords lang ng problema ng Pilipino is the drug and terrorism. Apparently, Hapilon, who was from Kulo, he was ordered to transfer to Central Mindanao and he is the anointed ISIS dito sa Pilipinas. So I ordered his bombing of the house 1 month, 2 months ago, and we have not heard from him. So I suppose baka talagang patay na. He had na surface. But that is their style. Mawala, tapos bigla lang mag-surface. But I hope that we got him that time. I said I will not allow terrorism and drugs. I may talk to the rebels and those who had offered to talk peace, communists, MIMN. Those are the main Muslim Moro, but the ISIS and itong drugs talagang tatapusin ko. Because I think I am not really trying to pull my own chair. But I think that if I cannot finish this drug problem during my term, we are in for a big trouble for the next generation. Hindi ko malaman kung sino ang maging presidente uli. So, kailangan ko tatapusin ko talaga to. And if you can give me about 3 years, it will stabilize. Ayan, if that's my only mission. But we're going good. We're talking to China, our exports are back. Banana is at full swing of 100%. Pineapple, because there was a lull in the planting, so nagre-recover. Ngayon pa lang sila replant, but we are hitting the 40% of the market again. We're doing good, and I hope that this will continue. But I need soldiers. Tingin dito. Kailangan ko ng Boy Scout. Kailangan ko ng sundalo. Laki. Hindi naman lahat, pero baka gusto ninyo. Piloto. Kailangan ko ng estudyante sa PMA. At integrity. Kasi marami na akong eroplano, wala akong piloto. Marami akong barko sa Navy, wala namang mag-Navy. Kasi dito, tinanggal nila just because there was a hazing and resulted in the death of one ROTC. Yung gobyerno, it was a hip shooter, abolished the ROTC. Na walang nag-ROTC, walang alam kung sino maghawak ng baril. Walang alam kung paano makipag-away sa mga kalaban natin. Kung pasukin tayo ng mga dayo, walang alam itong mga to kundi mag-inom, magdruga ang mga. Kaya kayo ang inasahan ko. Ready kayo? Ay sagot, anak ng. Ready ba kayo magsundalo? Ready kayo mag-ROTC, ha? Oh, sinong gusto mag-PMA? Philippine Military Academy. Oh. Okay na tayo. Gusto yung, sino lang yung gusto mag-asawa na walang trabaho? Walang kwentang Pilipino yan. Ulit. Sino ang gusto magsundalo? Magpakamatay sa bayan? Ano mo bang, bakit ba spring yung kamay ninyo pag ganon-ganon? Asahan ko yan, ha? Saan ko yan, magsundalo kayo, mag-ROTC kayo. At always love your country. Alam mo bakit? Isa lang ang bayan natin, wala nang iba. Wala ba tayong mapalitan? Gusto natin pumalit ng bayan? Wala. So, kailangan kayo ang asahan. Pag matanda na kami, makaasa ba kami sa inyo? Hoy, mga butsukoy. Raise the right hand. Maasahan ba namin kayo? Kayo na ang magbantay. Kasi pag tanda namin, kaya ako galit sa droga, kasi kayo ang mag-alaga sa amin. Kayo ang magbili ng medisina namin. Kayo magbili ng oxygen. Kayo magbili ng bayad sa ospital. Kung puro bagang kayo sa droga, paano na lang kami? That's what I've been telling people. This is not a rich country. We do not even have the middle class here. It's either the filthy rich, the oligarchs, who continue to enjoy the perks dito sa gobyerno. But I tell you, I'm not giving them any space. This is not a country for the rich. This is a country geared to serve the poor. Kaya yung mga oligarchs dyan, mga elite, all they can do is just to, just imagine Lam, he got, during Cory's time, 1%, ang bayad niya sa taxes, gambling niya. And to this day, kung hindi ko pinaaresto yung, basta 1%, sinuswerte ka. And the reason why I ordered this arrest was, ilalabas sa intelligence report dyan eh. And he was talking as if everybody was in his pocket. Ganon. Arrest him. Sabi nang hindi, what crimes? Arrest him. Just place him behind bars. And if fix him, many noise, throw him to the Manila Bay. Of course, those are the minutes of life. But I'm happy to be here, to be with the young ones. Sana naintindihan nila ang the reason why there is so much criminality. I'll give you why. The reason why nobody respects the law anymore. It's because of that Pangilinan law. Generations of labas-pasok using these guys as couriers of Cebu. You cannot arrest them. 15 years old. They can be used and reused and utilized. Tapos labas-pasok sila. Lumaki sila ng psychological setup is that there is no law. Or if there's one, it does not have a bite. The only thing that's really missing, the missing link between ito, pati yung generation natin, is the fear to violate the law. Wala na yun. And even the sense of obedience, wala na. Kinawa natin, wala nang Boy Scout, wala nang... Dapat ibalik talaga yung mandatory. I'll make it a mandatory exercise during ito. There's no military training. Yung conscription talagang dapat, you render duty to your country. Mahirap yung paano, walang hindi ready. Ito, kawawa to. Kaya yung mga drugo mo, do not force me into it because I will really do it. Maraming salamat po.
So yun guys, natunghayan nyo na ang ating kagalang-galang dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa kanyang pagiging chief ng Boy Scout of the Philippines. So maraming salamat po. At ang isusunod po natin ngayon ay ang ating butihing Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. At siya po ngayon ay ang pangkasalukuyang chief ng Boy Scout of the Philippines. Eto na po guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you to our Agrarian Reform Secretary, Conrado Estrella III, Boy Scout of the Philippines, National President and Agusan del Norte 2nd District Representative Dale Corbera, Iloilo 4th District Representative Fergie Peron, Iloilo Provincial Governor Art Defensor Jr., BSP Camp Chief, and Pasig City Mayor Steven Palmares, DAR Undersecretary Jessry Palmares, BSP Senior Vice President Emilio Aquino, fellow workers in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful day to all of you. Please sit down. I am very happy to join once again the National Jamboree of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, this time on the 18th National Jamboree. I have attended other jamborees when I was much younger, together with my father. And so this is a familiar experience for me, as I have been a Boy Scout for a very long time. This is very important, as jamborees are the mother of all activities in our Scout life. It reminds us not only of the continued importance of Scouting, but also of the enduring legacy of the Scouting movement in our country. Scouting plays a vital role in fostering the spirit of camaraderie and leadership among your youth. With its unique blend of education, adventure, fun, Scouting continues to inspire our young people to become active and productive members of society. Each of you here is called upon to help shape our future and create a better and more sustainable world. To our beloved Scouts, remember that you are here also to have fun and to have an adventure, but to learn also about the more positive agents of change of which you can be part of. Make your body strong and healthy. Keep your minds keen and ever conscious. Stand your ground. embody the Scout law, and heed the call of duty to God and country. These qualities will make you a good Scout. A good Scout makes a good citizen and a good contributor to our goal of building a bagong Pilipinas. So it is with great national pride that I now open the 18th National Scout Jamboree. Godspeed! Mabuhay ang Boy Scouts ng Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas!
Ayun guys, yun po ang naging speech ng ating butihing Presidente Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
18th National Scout Jamboree. At this point, may I request the Camp Chief and the Camp Director for the raising of the 18th National Scout Jamboree flag.
Ayan po, nagre-raise na sila ng flag ng Jamboree Club sa pamumuno po ng ating butihing Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. So guys, natunghayan nyo na po ang ating dalawang presidente na naging
Let us please settle down as we await the formal raising of the 18th National Scout Jamboree flag.
May problema lang po tayo sa connection. Nagbabuffering. Sasaya ng mga bata. Masaya yan guys. Yan Jamboree. Dangan nga lamang inong 1977 di ako nakasali. Sa Jamboree na 1977. Boy Scout din po lang yung abang lingkod na. At troop leader ako nun.
Sound check.
Ang problema lang yun.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us stand and
wala tayong pera nung panahon na yun. May gastos din yung Jamboree.
Of the 18th National Scout
Jamboree. Wala naman ako sponsor nun.
The President and our guest to please join us again upstage. And we request the President to grant us.
So hanggang dito na lamang po guys ang aking ipifeature sa inyo. So yung unang nagsalita ay ang ating kagalang-galang dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At ito pong pangalawa, ito ay naging pinuno ng Boy Scout of the Philippines ay si Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. ang ating sitting president ngayon. So natunghayan nyo na ang ating dalawang naging pinuno ng Boy Scout of the Philippines dito sa ating inang bansang Pilipinas. So yun natunghayan nyo ngayon dito kay Presidente Bongbong Marcos Jr. Ito po yung ginawang jamboree dito sa Pilipinas. At ito ay sinamahan ng iba't ibang bansa. Maraming salamat po sa pagpunod ng aking munting video, DIYKKB Informative. At sinasabi ni DIYKKB Informative, keep safe, God bless, and you have a great day. Masarap pong maging isang Boy Scout. Ipasama niyo yung inyong mga anak-anak hanggang bata pa napakasaya po ng Boy Scout. Napakasaya po talaga. Magandang experience po ng ito ng mga ating mga kabataan, lalo na ng ating mga anak. At pwede rin sila maging Girl Scout. Meron din Girl Scout, merong Boy Scout, Girl Scout. So habang bata pa sila sa elementarya, pwede po niyang isama doon dahil napakasaya pong experience itong pagiging Boy Scout o Girl Scout. So maraming salamat po guys sa muli nating pagkikita. Maraming salamat po.